What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one, I'm me trying to make the interior for the whatever refresh series library. Here it is in all of its I don't know, bookiness. That's a really weird word. But yeah, I don't really have a ton else to say about it. I will say it's fairly nice, although do mind the steps there. Those could definitely cause a bit of a tumble, I think. Maybe for me, maybe not for me. I would definitely be the kind of person to fall down a staircase like that. Anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Just gonna leave through this. That's one way, I guess. Alrighty, so the space we need for this is, well, you don't need any space. All you need is your library from the other day. You do need some materials, though, and the ones you will be needing to start off are bricks, gray wool, stone bricks, which is an interesting one, I guess. Smooth stone. I can never find it. It's in decorative stone. Yeah, I don't know why it's there. It shouldn't be there, but it's there. Sea lanterns. Spruce doors. Dark oak doors. Polished deep slate stairs. And what would be the most beneficial from this point? I guess black stained glass. We're gonna have to do some questionable things for that, but that's fine. So, you want to start by heading inside your library, and we're gonna start by kind of just focusing on some of these walls, specifically, like the front and... really, front and back walls, actually, are the ones we're gonna start with. Both of these walls where the windows are going to be triple layered. Now, you don't have, I mean, you kind of have to. Essentially, the only thing you need to know here is that each brick wall wants to be inside of the black glass by a block. And so I'm just going to mark from each of these windows. I'm going to go 1, 2 basically off the sides of them. And then I'll also do the same thing at the back here. However, we do want strip pale oak for this. So I'm going to just leave it for now, I think. But I'll mark either side of it with the 2 brick. This little wall going front to back does not, however these do here. So yeah, it's basically just those walls. We'll worry about the strip pale oak in a second here, and I'll explain it a little bit more in detail in another second here, because I do want to give you something specific with that. There is one other wall that is triple layered, and it's only a part of a wall. It's the, like, front left wall where the book drop off is, the little stone square. This will be triple layered, but when you do this one, make sure you leave the stone, like, 3 by 3 open. Now, what are we actually doing for filling in these walls? Obviously, again, you just kind of want to make sure that you fill around any window or gap like this, the full 2 rows. You don't really, I mean, you do have to, like, on a portion like here where you can see the side of the wall. You don't have to fill the terracotta. And I just fill the brick all the way up because there's no point in trying to stop a row before or something. Might as well just go all the way up. At least to the white wool, which will be the row above the windows. And I'm just going to trace here so I kind of have it. And I'll leave the entrance open. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Yeah, we're going to kind of be... it's going to be a little bit strange doing this for now, but it's fine. As we kind of get through the early stages of this, and we might end up getting rid of some materials that we didn't even use yet, just because I kind of forgot to consider the fact that there's multiple different things going on. With the blocks, I mean, specifically. But yeah, I guess you are pretty much entirely triple layering it. There's really no point in trying to do anything less. And then I will triple layer this, and then I will just leave the pale oak part open for now. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long of an interior. I mean, it'll be decently long because, you know, all interiors are, but I don't really expect it to be like a 3-hour one, you know? And I'll just go around here. And then I have that little portion. Which will eventually end up centering this door, I think. Yeah, right? I'm not there, but I'm assuming it does. Because I think I do remember there's a wall on the other side we'll have to add in a second. So yeah. Speaking of the wall, you do want to head to the left side to the back door. I guess it's the back door, but it's on the back left. This dark oak door over here, I'm not at it, but it's this one right here. You count to the second brick in front of it, and going across from this one, you're going to place 7 bricks. You'll then leave a gap of 1, which I'm going to place a smooth stone in temporarily, and then you'll do 3 bricks. This end brick should, in theory, be able to connect all the way forward and just to this kind of flat wall of brick here, and it should line up, as you can see. Love when it lines up. Although it rarely ever does. You can actually head inside the space, and if you count on really either wall, but I'm going to say the left wall because it'll just be better for the doorway not being centered. And so on this wall, you want to leave a gap of 9 or count to the 10th brick. So this would be the first here, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 10th. And going across them, you're going to place 5 bricks. Gap of 1, 4 bricks. And that should connect to the other side. The brick just to the right of the opening, you'll extend forward with 6 bricks. Then go right 1, gap of 1, brick. And you should have a 4 block space here at the front, which is correct. Nice. Extend all your brick walls up to the same height, which I'm just going to say is 4 more rows. You technically only need 3 more, because it's the, the ceilings are 4 blocks tall. But I just feel like it makes sense to connect it all, because, yeah. And the top 2 you'll connect above the, top 2 or top 3? I guess top 3 together above the doorways. You just want the bottom 2 rows of brick open. That's the only thing you need to know, I guess. Because, you know, that's how doorways work. And the floor is under this, so if that makes our life any easier or any harder, I'm not really sure. And then we have a couple minor things to mark, I think. Yeah. So yeah, you should have this. You should be able to walk under the walls. That's weird. So I want to say that's all we actually need the bricks for, technically. I don't really feel like there's any other requirements here. Yeah, because that lines up. So essentially, I would just check the, like, little, I guess, greenhouse looking thing? I don't want to say greenhouse. What's the word? Sunroom. That's what the word I'm looking for. The brick row should be in line with the strip payload here on these sides. Just confirm that really quickly. Because if it is, then you can actually get rid of your bricks and get out terracotta. If it's not, then, you know, make it. And it should also be at the same height as mine, in theory. Yeah, it should be in line with that strip payload row, because below that you can't see it. So, anyway, what you want to do from this point is you can head back to these windows here. And it'll just bring the terracotta out by 2 rows. So it's in line with the edge of the walls. And I'm going to do the same with the strip payload. You don't need the terracotta again. So I'll grab the strip payload and do the same. Just so we don't kind of confuse where the floor area ends up going to in certain areas. And this is kind of really the only one that matters as of right now. And we do actually still need the strip payload wood, so I'll keep it. The entire floor is in line with this, like, top row of terracotta, and it's going to be gray wool. There are 2 exceptions, however. On the right side here, where you have, again, the sunroom, you essentially want to connect the brick, or I guess these terracottas together with gray wool there, but everything to the right of this you keep open, and everything left you're filling in. The other one is in the little set of rooms here on the left. If you find the little 3x5 one, it's right here. That was really easy for me to find. Essentially, you could just kind of go through twice, and then you'll just kind of turn around to the left, and there's this room here. This one will be stone bricks rather than gray wool, because it's a bathroom, and carpet floors in a bathroom really make me question things. So that's why it's not one. But yeah, everything else is just a gray wool floor. And yeah, I guess I'll use this segment to yap about something. Do I have anything to, like, talk about? I don't know. I did confirm, actually, I think I confirmed in the last video anyway, that Walmart is the next refresh. All the stores will have interiors for refresh, all the big ones. I think I have mentioned that before, which is all, technically just means all buildings, basically. They're gonna be weird, though, like the large ones like that, and I think the aquarium as well, will probably be like the hospital where there are multiple parts. I know I generally don't like to do that, but I also I'm not fond of 3-hour tutorials, you know, so, especially for the city builds, but we'll see how I end up splitting them up. I think I talked about that a little bit with Walmart, to where it's just going to be a whole mess okay, well, that's fantastic. Whole mess regardless of what I do, so I'm just going to have to kind of be careful with it, but we'll see. I can't really say for sure yet, but you'll see a sneak peek of it in the exterior. It's a lot of stuff, so do be ready for that if you're building all the refresh. And if you are building all the refresh, I don't know, send an image, join the Discord, send an image, something like that. Because I'd love to see them. Because these are one of the more high effort builds, I'd say, and you know, it's always nice to see them recreated in other people's worlds. Makes the tutorial worth a little more while. Is that a grammatically correct sentence worth a little more while? I guess so. Just sounds weird, but I guess it's not wrong. Huh, I don't know. Anyway, floor's almost done. I'd have a little section at the front and back, but other than that, we're good. So a lot of like little things with this one that are going to be weird, that don't quite make sense. And probably still won't after the fact, but yeah, that's besides the point. Come on. Yeah, I guess I'll fill forward, whatever. And that little quartz brick doesn't matter, because I do know that's not visible anyway, so I'm not even going to bother. But yeah, there, that is the floor done. Do we want to do the ceiling now? No, I think we block off the one side first. Yeah. Well, no, we could totally do the ceiling. So the ceiling pattern in this one is actually different, believe it or not. I wouldn't exactly call it logical, though. I'll say that much, because it'll make more sense once we have the actual interior. Although I do think we're actually going to get the walls done first, because I'm realizing there's some stuff there, and just, you know, I want to get everything else done. On the right side first, we can start with this. Going... I want to say it's either way, right? Yeah, either like front to back or back to front between these brick rows, doesn't matter, just on this end row gray wool, you'll place 2 black glass, upward facing strip pale oak, black glass, 2 dark oak doors, black glass, strip pale oak, black glass, 2 dark oak doors, black glass, strip pale oak, black glass, 2 dark oak doors, black glass, strip pale oak, and then 2 black glass. Extend each stripped pale oak up by 3, and it should connect into the brick rows. And each black glass just up by 2, and that will include 1 black glass on top of each dark oak door. Get rid of your black stained glass and your dark oak doors. I'll move these stairs forward and get out pale oak stairs and pale oak slabs. And we could actually do 2 things here. So on top of each black glass, you're going to place a pale oak stair facing to the left. Off of each top strip pale oak, along with the pale oak stairs, you'll place a pale oak slab to the left. Like so. On the back, where you have these windows here, you want to replicate the upside down pale oak stairs on the inside, which are just the sets facing towards each other. And this will lead us into our next thing. Probably. Actually, no, we'll wait, I think, a sec. I was going to do the rest of the windows, but we can head inside this little sunroom, and just to the right of this row of gray wool, you're replacing a row of polished deep slate stairs. You'll extend them down diagonally right with another row, and then you'll break all of the grass to the right of this and fill this area with gray wool. I'm trying not to be here all day, so I am going to do this because I have another tutorial to record after this, and I'm not trying to waste my time on a little floor. 200 blocks exactly, that's weird. Either way, you should have this. I'm not going to think any further about that because that's weird. What can we do next? We can focus on the doorway. That's what we can do. So just leave and head to the front door and get rid of your pale oak stairs and pale oak slabs and get out stripped dark oak wood and dark oak slabs. That's definitely not dark oak. So close, though. And so you want to kind of mirror the, or I guess replicate the door pattern from the outside on the inside, except you don't have the dark oak slabs at the top. So you're just going out diagonally from the dark oak planks with stripped dark oak wood. And then again with stripped pale oak wood. And I'll just go 4 tall because it's as tall as we need it. As for the windows, as mentioned, you're copying all the proper designs. You're having the dark oak slabs on the dark oak slab ones, and you also want the brick stairs. You can just get rid of, I guess, the stripped dark oak for it. I was going to say anything, but we do still need a couple of the materials, so yeah, I'll copy these upside down brick stairs, and yeah, just kind of looking outward at the window and just copying whatever you see. Nice. Heading to the back left, each of these doorways you have can be spruce doors, as in these first two. The other one is a birch door, which once you place the other two spruce doors, you can actually get rid of them and get out a birch door and just go whomp. And that's a little bathroom. We'll make that later. You're gonna have to trust me with this next one because it's gonna be weird. So, head back into the main, like, I guess, lobby, room area? The, like, main area, whatever, and head to the front. And on top of these dark oak planks, you're going to place smooth stone, and you're going to extend each of these three all the way back. This pattern is going to be weird. I'm telling you that right now. But it's going to make sense once we get the interior itself in. From this point, you'll take the front end. Beyond the stripped dark oak, you'll place 2 smooth stone on either side. Then a sea lantern, 3 smooth stone, sea lantern, 3 smooth stone, sea lantern, etc., etc. And you're going to keep this pattern of the 3s going all the way to the back. This isn't why it's weird, not yet at least. We'll get there in a second. Almost there. There we go. From there, you're going to place 4 rows of smooth stone off either side. So the pattern is not consistent, and again, it will make a little bit more sense later. It's basically something to do with the positioning of the bookshelves, and then again, you're copying the light pattern here. I'll just kind of show you the rest of it. And then after that, it'll be 4 more rows of smooth stone, the light pattern, and you should end with 1 row on either side. In theory, of smooth stone, which should be correct. Yes. But it is something to do with the positioning of the bookshelves for why it's like this. Basically. I do try to screw with the light pattern sometimes just to kind of make it different because I do realize on both, you know, it being the same one every time kind of gets annoying. Also, the other rooms I think are the normal 2 pattern, but I'm not positive, so I'm not going to confirm that information just yet. But I am pretty sure that's what's happening. Because unless I, like, continued it through or something, but I don't think I would have done that. I have before, though. I know I have. Because sometimes it's just easier to ignore the walls and keep the pattern going, you know? Although, 99 times out of 100 it wouldn't line up. So, you know, there's that. And once you hit the back portion with the, like, hallway, you should just keep the 4s going, I believe. Let me confirm that. I'm pretty sure that's what you're doing. Yeah, you are just keeping the 4s going. And it should line up fairly well. Like you see, this is the last row right here. So I'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, wham, 1, 2, 3, 4, wham, and then it should end with 1, 2 smooth stone. And I got the whole other side of the main room to do. Yippee. And as for the portion that sticks back, I think it's the same, right? You're just continuing it? Yeah, you're just continuing it. Where you can, I guess, because I do realize it's not entirely continuable. Is that a word? I think so. Maybe. I feel like you can add able, is, or like some sort of ending to almost any word and it's still a word. Or beginning, like refound is a word. Discord spell check didn't agree with me, but Google agreed with me, so I don't know. And also, Google Docs did not budge. It was just like, yep, no, that's a word. It at first got a little confused, but then it like removed the little spell check line, and it was just fine. So I don't really know, but it's a word. So I'm not gonna move on with I'm not gonna ask any further questions. I'm just gonna go on with that and the fact that I'm correct. Anyway, you should end up with something that looks like probably this. Ideally. I mean, I guess if it doesn't, then, cool. Still. As I mentioned, yeah, the other 2 rooms use a standard pattern. One is weird, though. The first one is weird. So if you head inside, they are still 4-block tall ceilings. You want to do a row of smooth stone around each side. That's fairly simple. From the door you walked in from, which is this one, you want to add an additional row on the right side of Smoothstone, so you have 2. And from this point, you should have a square left, which is just a sea lantern with 2 block gaps between each sea lantern, and it should kind of give you this cube pattern, like this. Yeah, you should have 9 lights, and you'll just kind of fill in the middle with Smoothstone. Fairly simple. As for the next room, starting from the front here, I'll make sure I'm actually looking to the right one, which I am. You're going to have a row of sea lanterns up against the, or you'll have a sea lantern in this very kind of front right-hand corner the second you walk in. So you go through the door, straight to the right, and then you look up, and there's a sea lantern there. And then again, it's 2 Smoothstone off each sea lantern, and you're just doing a pattern from there. And it should line up, kind of. It lines up with the, end of the L, but it doesn't line up with where the bathroom is. And yeah. Nice. Speaking of the bathroom, it's just a light in the center and everything else is Smoothstone. Fairly simple. Yeah, nice. You can skedaddle out of here and head back to the main room. And we're going to do all the bookshelves because they're fairly simple and I just kind of want to get them out of the way because it's going to turn this interior from whatever we're looking at right now to actually looking like a library. So the materials you will be needing for this particular portion are bookshelves. You could use chiseled bookshelves, but because they're one-sided, I don't think it really works as well. Although we do use chiseled bookshelves later, you'll see. Stripped dark oak wood. Dark oak signs. Glowing sacks. White dye. Oak planks. Oak trap doors, and the aforementioned chiseled bookshelves. We're going to leave a slot open. You'll see why. This is specific to PC players, unfortunately, but it is kind of maybe useful. It depends on whether or not you feel as so. We're going to use the ceiling for this. However, you do have to kind of keep an eye on the walls as you do this. Between each of the Smoothstones, you should have, or between each of the sea lanterns, excuse me, the furthest right and furthest left rows, you should have this kind of gap of 3. You're going to take the middle row of Smoothstone and extend it out with 6 bookshelves on that middle row, just kind of coming out like so. The only exceptions are, well, there's really 2. You don't want to block off a hallway, although I guess you really can't because you'll have a 3-block gap before then. And you want to make sure on the right side here you leave this open, the sunroom doors. Although the back row of black glass will have a bookshelf over it, so you'll have to break this pale oak slab and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But yeah, and you're just doing this between each, and this should leave you with 3-block kind of aisles. And it'll leave you with a lot of bookshelves. And again, you'll have 3 blocks between, and you should end with 3 blocks at the end. Including on the left side here, you'll end in line with the corner of that wall. And there's something cool about this. I'll explain it in a sec. Which I did intentionally, I swear. That's actually why the wall sticks out there, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Bring each bookshelf down to the ground. I'll tell you the cool thing in a second. You're not ready to hear it. It's partially a joke. It's just not particularly the time to say it yet. Although I guess since we're in a little in-between segment, I could say it, but it revolves around one of the next steps, so I'm just gonna say it when we're doing that step, you know? Because that just makes more sense than being like, here's a funny fact, and then just hit you with the step, which kind of will spoil that anyway. Or will, you know, I don't even know. Just leave me alone. So, okay, I will say one thing about this. Libraries are generally, you know, split up by categories. I mean, it's alphabetically, but then it's per category as well, like fiction, nonfiction, science fiction, realistic fiction, whatever. So, yeah, I didn't do that. I just did alphabetically because that's a whole lot of extra work to add 15 different sections, all with their own alphabets. So I just decided to do everything by alphabet because it was easier for my brain. But it still works, so I don't really have a particular complaint. Nice. And then on the end of each of the bookshelf rows, you'll place a row of stripped dark oak wood, which should connect to the ceiling. And you'll see the sea lanterns are this second row is in line with the stripped dark oak. And that's part of the reason the ceiling is as is, so that lines up kind of coolly? Just add an extra couple syllables in there? I don't know. That's why I'm building a library. I need to read. Getting my Minecraft books going. You should have this. The cool thing is that there are 13 shelves, or should be 13 shelves, which means in theory, well, not in theory, there's, if you have 2 signs to each, that would make 26, which is how many letters there are in the alphabet. So on each one, you're going to take the strip dark oak at eye level, and on the inside, you're going to place a dark oak sign, go down a line, and you're going to type the, oh my god, which one is it? Less than symbol, which is the one with the arrow part pointing to the left. Then you're going to do, for this one, it'll be A, space, 2 dashes or hyphens, space, B, and then the, what will be greater than symbol, or the arrow facing to the right. And then you'll right-click once with glowing, second, once with white dye. That'll be on this first one. If you're on PC, you can press Control and whatever your block pick is. For me, it's down on the mouse wheel, and you see you have a sign that says plus data. I'm going to place this on each of these stripped dark oaks, and it'll just give me a bunch of signs that say A to B. You're going to want to change these letters to whatever the next 2 in the alphabet would be. So, you know, for example, I go to this next one, and I go C and D. And the next one would be E and F. I'm going to mess one of these up. I know I'm going to. And then it'd be G and H. And you're just going to keep this going. And you're going to go up on the left side and down on the right. So it'll be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and then I and J. And you just want to make sure that they're all capitalized, or lowercase, I guess you could do, but uppercase makes more sense to me. And yeah, once I hit the back, I'll kind of show you what I mean by up and then down. L. And you could change also the order. You could go like back and forth or up on both sides, but like, see, I'm on the last one here. I'll go O, P, and then I'll go to the other side, and on the backmost one on the right here, I'll go Q and R. You could also do Q and then lowercase u to, you know, do the, because generally Q and U are paired, but not every time. I've seen it where it's not been. Q, R, S, T. I don't know about as the first letter, though, of a last name, but I've seen it as one. U, V, and then it'll be W, X, and then the final one will be Y and Z. And if you've done your alphabetizing correctly, you should again end on Z. Nice. And that's all of your bookshelves. You can position these kind of however you want. I have kind of 2 areas of them. So what you want to do is, we're going to have these little, like, displays almost, where they'll have, I don't know, specific books. I'm going to take the left side here, and I'll take the, what is it, is it the C to D? It is the C to D one. And I'm going to count right from it by 3 to this gray wool. I'll place an oak plank with another one in front of it. I'll place another row of oak planks on top. And off the bottom row, you'll have chiseled bookshelves facing to the right of them. Above them, you'll have oak trap doors open up against those oak planks. You could alternatively place item frames with books in them, or you could do some weird thing with like an invisible armor stand. I don't know if that's even a... Could you give an armor stand infinite invisibility? I'm sure you could. I think they would take potion effects, right? I don't know. You're either way leaving a... I'm not going to ask why, but you're leaving a 6-block gap between, or from this, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're placing the same thing facing into it on this side. Oh, because it's a block off. Okay, yeah. And so you'll see these face towards each other like so. Or that one's a block more out for some reason. I think it's because the bookshelves are missing, but I'm not really sure. You want to head back to the U and V on the right. Hey, ultraviolet. And, yeah, the M and N on the left, which is this set right here. In between them, you're placing chiseled bookshelves facing back on the 5 center gray wools, which should leave 4 blocks off either side. In front of it, you'll place a row of oak planks and then a row of chiseled bookshelves facing forward. Bring the row of oak planks up a row and have oak trap doors open up against the front and back of them again. Here's the fun thing with oak trap, or with trapdoors in general. This doesn't particularly matter for this, but if you like stand on it and you press shift and space at the same time on bedrock, you can speed place trapdoors. Sometimes it'll add an extra one, but it does place them all, which is cool. Not particularly useful for this build, but it's just kind of something I tried recently and it worked. From this back one that we just made, you're going to leave a gap of 6 moving forward. And you're going to place a row of 5 oak planks going left to right. That's the same length, basically. You'll extend either end forward 1, then out 1, then forward 1. You'll then leave a gap of 3 and copy that except inverted. So you're going to place up 2 planks moving forward here. Then go in 1, forward 1, and connect together. That is, for the most part, this room done. There's a couple minor things we can do, and I think we're just going to kind of do them now. Get rid of your... Actually, well, if you have an open side, either way, you're going to get rid of this last one, which should be the dark oak sign with the data, and get out a dark oak hanging sign. And above the center of the center oak plank on both the front and back, you're going to place a hanging dark oak sign off the ceiling. On the front one, you're facing forward going to have a dark oak sign that says, if you go down a line, you're going to type self, down another line, checkout, which is one word. And then you'll right click once with your glowing sack and white dye again. On the other side, facing the back, you're going to, again above this, have a dark oak sign, and you're going to go down a line and type checkout again. Then a space, I want to say it's a backslash. It's one of the slashes, I don't know. And then you're going to go down a line and type returns. And again, glowing sack, white dye. And yeah. Cool. I want to say we can clear our inventory. Yes, we can clear inventory and get out. Composters. Oak trap doors. Stone brick stairs. Painting. Polished black stone pressure plate. Cyan carpet. Oh, I have so much open right now. There we go. Blue carpet. Warped stairs. And the old chiseled bookshelves again. So, on the checkout, both sides, I think, are they symmetrical? Well, kind of. On the center oak plank on both the front and back, you're placing a polished black stone pressure plate. To the left of them both, you're placing a couple of stone brick stairs that face forward. To the right of the pressure plate, inside of this little circle, you're placing a composter on both sides. It's like the little bin where you just throw books and then somebody has to put them back. Could be an interesting job. I probably wouldn't hate. I feel like I wouldn't hate it. On the back of this front stone brick stair, you're placing a painting, which is, you know, the screen, because you'd be, I guess you'd be on this side, doing the typing and the scanning and stuff. I don't know. On the right side, you want to... It's going to be kind of weird, because this part's symmetrical, essentially. So we're going to take the center dark oak door, and you're set, and you're going to place cyan carpet just kind of left of it. You're then going to do alternating blue and cyan until you have, in total, seven? Yes, 7 of these, which you'll have 4 cyan and 3 blue, like so. Off the, I guess, front and back of this, you're going to do the same rows, but inverted. Wherever you see a blue, you place a cyan. Wherever you see a cyan, you place a blue. You'll then leave a gap of 2 moving forward and backward, and you'll copy this outermost row. So you're doing... It should be blue on the ends, essentially. And it'll be in line with the inner half of each door. And then going out another row, you'll again invert that pattern, so you're back to the original one. And it'll give you this cool checkerboard pattern, kind of. It's not really a checkerboard pattern. Almost looks like fish scales. I don't know. Before we focus on the little reading area, you want to head to the back left where you have this hallway. And just next to the back door, you're placing a composter with an oak trap door on top. In addition, there's one on the front wall. If you just, like, essentially head forward and go left of the door from this angle... You'll just kind of place one in this corner between the 2 windows. Like so. Where the wall essentially juts out around. You know? I don't know. Head into the little reading area now, which is this room. And you want to... If you head in and just head to the back left corner, which would be this one, you're placing a composter with an oak trap door on top. On each wall, you're taking the first strip pillar that you can, and off the bottom block, you're placing a chiseled bookshelf, which will essentially give you this. You then place, going kind of outside of each of those, a warp stair facing away from the chiseled bookshelf. You'll then place 2 facing away from the wall that they're kind of up against, and then another warp stair facing into those rows at the end. You'll then have a chiseled bookshelf on the end from there. Clear your inventory and get out the following: oak stairs, oak slabs, warp slabs, a heavy core? Where is it? There it is. I can never find it. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Conduits, skeleton skulls, and flower pots. If you're in survival seeing these 4 and you're like, what are we doing? Just don't worry about them. I'll explain what they're for, and they're definitely replaceable. Polished deep slate stairs and dark oak trapdoors, and that'll finish off our set. We do need 1 more material for this room, go figure. So, again, from the long side or long ways portion of this room, you want to, I guess, take the innermost chiseled bookshelves on this wall and leave a gap of 3 moving towards you, and place an upside down oak stair on the 4th and 5th blocks that'll face away from each other, which is essentially outwards. Oopsies. Just like so. Extend each of them out with 2 upside down oak slabs, and then a set of upside down oak stairs that faces into those slabs, which will give you a couple of tables. In whatever position or order you'd like, on the center 4 blocks, you're going to place 1 of each of these 4 things. We got the heavy core, conduit, skeleton skull, and flower pot. I'm going to change it here to where it's like that instead. Yeah. Those are like the little toys they sometimes have for the kids to play with or whatever. You'll see them sometimes in dentist offices and stuff too. I don't think it's exclusive to libraries. Anyway. Off the front left oak slab, you'll place a warp slab in front of it, and then off the back right, you'll do the same. Direct your attention to the ceiling in this middle row of stripped pale oak. You're going to be 2 off the left and right, and you're going to place on this 3rd pale oak in, you're placing upside down polished deep slate stair facing out. Leave a gap of 4 moving in, and place an upside down stair facing inwards, and they should be 2 blocks apart from each other. Off the sides of these, you'll place dark oak trapdoors up against them, but not the side where they slant out. You're leaving the left and right open. I'm just talking about the front and back of them, I guess. Connect these dark oak trapdoors together, which will kind of give you these weird, almost like slots, almost. It's kind of like a coin machine, like a coin slot on the ceiling. A very large coin slot, but whatever. You'll then get out end rods, and connecting these stairs together, you'll just place end rods off of them. And it should give you some pretty cool looking lighting. Definitely an interesting design, but I mean, it does the thing it's supposed to do, which is light up the room. And as far as that's concerned, or as far as I'm concerned, that's all it needs to do. Although I guess I could be wrong in theory. I'm not sure. Anyway, leave this room, and you want to head to the back left, and kind of through this first spruce door, and we're going to start by... If you just immediately head in and look to the left, you want to place a row of oak planks on the left wall that is every block but the front and back ones. We will just use slabs for this because we have them already. We might as well. In addition, we have polished deep slate stairs, so heading to the right of the door, you'll find the 4th gray wool, and you'll place a polished deep slate stair facing into the wall. As you're still highlighting this, you can clear your inventory and get out the following: polished deep slate slabs, weighted, I want to say heavy pressure plate. Yes, the iron one. White banners, or a white banner, I guess. Mangrove stairs. Polished black stone pressure plate. Polished black stone button. Painting. Stone stairs. And we'll go with a composter. To the left of this polished deep slate stair we've been highlighting, you'll place an upside down polished deep slate slab. Place a heavy weighted pressure plate on top of that slab, and above this polished deep slate stair off the wall, you'll place a white banner. This could be a couple things. It could be a photocopier, a printer, fax machine, whatever, something like that. Whatever libraries have. Some sort of book scanner thing, I don't really know. The entire right wall, you're going to just cover with upside down stone stairs. This could be a lot of things. Again, it could be like magazines and stuff. It could be old documents. It could be files. I don't know. I don't work at a library. Directing your attention to the left wall, you're going to be on the, not the outermost oak plank, but one block. And off the wall above it, you'll place a 1x1 painting. It would be preferred if these are different. Doesn't really matter what they are, but should just be different. On the oak planks, kind of below it, you'll place a polished black stone pressure plate with a button to the right. Off where the pressure plate is, you'll take the oak plank row and place a mangrove stair facing into the oak plank row where each pressure plate is, on top. In this back left-hand corner, you'll place a composter with an oak trapdoor on top. Get rid of anything but the composter. If we need anything else, then, too bad. I got rid of the stone stairs. Which we don't need. We do need stone, though. That's interesting. Head into the next room, and the first thing you want to do is where you have this stone stair here, you're going to just place a composter kind of inside of it. Just place a bunch of composters dotted around this kind of portion of the room. I would leave the front, like, kind of corner here open, but I'm just going to place them. I'll actually have them where I specifically placed them before, in case you do want the exact pattern. It's those 4. You could do more, you could do less. Again, just carts. If you want to even use, like, leaves or something to fill them and make them look like they're filled, although that would be dirt, not, books. But I guess, that's besides the point. I can't say that's the same because I don't hate a book, so, you know, I can't particularly call books dirty, but I guess some, they're made of trees, so they are nature. That's my excuse here. Clear your inventory and get out oak stairs, warp stairs, stone, smooth quartz blocks, smooth quartz stairs, pale oak trapdoor. I almost said pressure plate. Levers, cauldron, and the composter returns. If only we just placed it before, but oh well. First off, where you have the, again, the book drop off this stone thing, you're just going to place another, like, N shape of stone inside. You do want to make sure you leave the opening there. That's the only real requirement. In the, like, front right-hand corner of this room, you'll count back by 1 and place an upside down oak stair facing towards the actual front wall of the build there. Behind it, have an upside down stair facing away from the wall, and then another upside down stair facing into the previous 2. Off the side of the center one, you'll place a warp stair facing into it. That's just a little break desk for employees, because, you know, breaks are important. Head inside the birch door bathroom, and you want to, just in the back center block, the second you open the door, you'll place a smooth quartz block off this brick. Towards you from it, an upside down smooth quartz stair. On top of that stair, a pale oak trap door. On top of the original block, another smooth quartz block with a lever off the left. Front right-hand corner, you want a composter. Front left, you'll count back a block, place a cauldron with a lever above it powered on. Above the composter, you want an oak trap door. And once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your Refresh Series library interior complete. Now that means I have Walmart. Great. Can't wait. Either way, thank you guys if you guys did enjoy this video. Do let me know what you guys think of this one, particularly in the comments, interior-wise, exterior-wise, whatever. And if you do have any suggestions. Again, don't suggest refresh because it is going in order, but other than that, I don't think I have any particular limitations. And yeah, that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.